Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. But you're someone who deals with a lot of situations of people seeking vengeance. All right. Now, we do have here deja vu. There's history, repeated patterns, revenge over here. And it does say ignoring and then shocking. All right. Whenever you come across this reading, now it's interesting. I did ask a message for career, money, wealth, and prosperity. Have you had multiple betrayals in career and money? Let's see what this is over here. Now, Spirit is saying we do have the card disregard, ignore. So let's see what this is over here. Whenever you're watching this, it can be for you. The reading is general and timeless. It's for all zodiac signs, so just take what resonates with you. And if you would like a personal tarot reading, a private one-on-one session with me, Akashic Records, or to download our Akashic Records mini course, check out that box below. It does have the website, 144bluerosetemple.com, and everything else it is that you will need. Now, a card did fall on the floor over here. Did it happen in a past life? You got the past life card over here. Maybe that's why it keeps on repeating. It happened in a past life. But that's why you're disregarding it, ignoring it. It's very interesting here. It's almost like there was financial betrayal towards you in a past life. But this lifetime, what Spirit's saying is like, kind of like, don't be shocked, because it says shocking, unexpected. But it's also saying like it's happened in the past. But it's interesting. It may have happened in the past life. Now, for the collective here, for revenge, ignore, there's history in past life. Why do we have past life here? Look at that, deja vu, and then past life, deja vu. What's happening to you right now with money, wealth, and prosperity, it happened to you in another lifetime. Now, there are people, or say a person, we'll see in the tarot, you had a situation in a past life where people sought revenge by destroying your finances. And there's something along the lines of ignore it and disregard it. So we'll see where this reading goes. What do we have for revenge and ignore? For money, wealth, and prosperity. Why do we have revenge and ignore? Why do we have past life, repeated patterns, mother, spouse? It could have been with your mother. Oh. Your own partner may have completely destroyed your finances, persecution, and inquisition. Now, for some of you, we do have unrequited love here. You have a family member or a spouse that destroyed your finances, wars and battles. You know, where it could be like a past life divorce, war and battle. It could be a past life family, war and battle. In a past life, this person very close to you, incarnated as a spouse or as a family member, it happened in that past life too. They tried to retaliate through attacking your finances. Now, I want a little bit more information. For the collective, for this reading, why do we have ignore and then revenge? For money, wealth, and prosperity. For money, wealth, and prosperity. A reading for the collective. Why do we have revenge and ignore, disregard? Why do we have revenge, ignore, disregard? I will say Spirit's saying that you already know. The Spirit Whisperer, divine guidance, higher knowing. And then you do have the Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. Because you know that this person is doing it from a past life, like emotion or feeling. The Observer. There's someone here. This is a past life timeline playing out. And it has a lot to do with money, career, like wealth and prosperity. And so you already know what's going on. You know, where it's just like, I'm just going to watch this and I'm going to let it pass by. Disregard, ignore. But that's why you're not giving this any power. It's not shocking. You have a past life memory. You know this has happened before. You're not shocked. This happened in a past life between you, say, and this person, whoever this person is. It is looking like it's a spouse or, say, like a family member. What else do we have here? Why do we have revenge, disregard, ignore for money, wealth, and prosperity for the collective? For the collective's money, wealth, and prosperity. Why do we have revenge, disregard, ignore? Interesting. Ignore it. And I say that because you are like a high priest, a high priestess in this reading. You know what's going to happen. You know it's going to just brush right over. It's just like, yeah, you're acting up from the past life. I'm going to let you go through that. It's not going to touch me because I know the past life, actually. That's what's actually happening here. This happened in a past life. Deja vu, deja vu. Because I remember this before and I remember you. Like, that's what this reading is. It's like, oh, I remember you. Not necessarily past life soulmate, but telepathy over here. See? Here's the thing. When it comes to especially, say, past life, now it doesn't mean that you don't have to act. I will say that. But there's a lot that you can do in just remaining in your power. There's a lot that you can do. Of just like, no, I can see that there's some past life emotions and memories that are coming up. But I'm not going to give that power. One person knows that all of this is happening from a past life. The other person doesn't, but will. And so you, collective, it's interesting in this reading. This reading is coming through very specifically. I'm not saying to not do anything, but I will say, it says dismiss, disregard, ignore. You have here reconciliation, making amends, opportunity, and time. And so what Spirit's kind of saying in this reading is that this is going to pass over, but let's dive deeper with the tarot. All right? I'm not saying for you to do nothing. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is this reading is kind of saying let them, because nothing's going to happen anyway. Now, what do we have in the collective? What do we have for the collective, rather? What do we have for this money? What do we have for this collective on money, wealth, and prosperity? What do we have for the collective on their money and wealth? Why do we have revenge and ignore for money and wealth? Why do we have revenge, ignore, past life for money and wealth? Why do we have revenge and ignore? You're closing off as the high priestess, okay? Confirmation with the Spirit Whisperer, divine guidance, higher knowing. Pisces energy, Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. What do we have here for the King of Swords? For the King of Swords, why do we have revenge, ignore, past life? For the Tower card, why do we have revenge, ignore, and past life? For the High Priestess, why do we have revenge, ignore, and past life? For the High Priestess, why the High Priestess and the Four of Cups? For revenge, ignore, past life. Why the High Priestess, Seven of Swords, and the Four of Cups? For revenge, ignore, and past life. Why the King of Swords and the Ace of Wands? For revenge, ignore, past life. Why the World card and the Tower card? For revenge, ignore, past life. Why the World card and the Tower card? For revenge, ignore, past life. Yeah, it's all blocked here, where for some of you, it may be happening, but nothing is touching you. And when I tell you nothing, I mean nothing. Now, what do we have? Why do we have revenge, retaliation, past life? Why do we have revenge, retaliation, past life? Now, I will say with the Two of Coins here, then the Two of Wands, it's almost like there's a decision here for someone. They can continue what they did in the past life, or they can let that karmic past life lesson go. High Priest and High Priestess energy here. Two of Wands, the Two of Coins, the Hierophant. For revenge, retaliation, and past life. Why the Two of Wands, the Two of Coins, and the Hierophant? For revenge, retaliation, and past life. Why do we have the Two of Wands, the Two of Coins, and the Hierophant? For revenge, retaliation, and past life. Can be a Taurus or an Aries, Leo, Sag. Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck. This is someone, I will say, who has a choice, where it's like, you can. No, they have a choice here. Why the Two of Coins here? For revenge, retaliation, past life. Why the Two of Coins? Why the Two of Wands? For revenge, retaliation, and past life. Yeah, there's definitely a choice here. It's interesting. Why the Two of Coins, the Ten of Coins, and the Queen of Coins? For revenge. It's going to be a choice on their end, but I will say this reading is correct. Where I started off with the money on money reading on money. Let me tell you, this is about your money, okay, collective? I started off with the reading when it came to money, wealth, and prosperity. Revenge came out, dismiss, disregard. I will say there's someone in your life that they have a choice to betray you or not, and it would be continued from a past life. A lot of 444 energy here. And this person betrayed you when it came to your wealth and fortune in another lifetime. They blocked it and stopped it. Now I will say that wasn't God. The Eight of Swords means that you have the power to change your circumstances, and the Eight of Swords is some sort of block or obstacle that someone places upon your path. Now, the revenge and retaliation, the punishing and getting even, that was persecution here. There's someone here that it's almost like they have the decision to get revenge or retaliate. But I do see here that, yeah, in a past life, they placed an Eight of Swords on your wealth. Now, for the collective here, how does the collective feel about this person seeking revenge? I will say you feel like they are the Devil card. Okay, Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You feel like this person is the Devil card. Why the Devil card and the King of Cups? For how the collective feels about this person. Now it's interesting that we do have justice here. So it does feel like there is justice that's coming in for you. You feel like this person has success, where it's like they have success. They're peaceful or should be peaceful, so why are they plotting payback or revenge when it comes to your finances? That's how you feel. You and this person could have both had power in a past life, because there is a king and a queen here. So how you feel is like this person should be keeping a Two of Cups, like the Temperance card over here, a balance. We're going to grab from this deck. Now, how does the collective feel about this person? Why the Devil card, King of Cups, Six of Wands, and the Temperance card? How does the collective? Now, oh my gosh, this is coming out very strongly. Aries, Leo, Sag, Taurus, again, the same two cards. For some of you, you're dealing very strongly with some sort of High Priest energy, or a Taurus, or an Aries, Leo, Sag, very heavy in their chart. Because just wow, this person came out the same from the past life as this lifetime. Wow, oh wow. So the Hierophant, the King of Wands here, this person had power in another lifetime, and it's like they used their power to tear your fortune down and to destroy your fortune with their power. And they did it in another lifetime. And in this lifetime, the way that you feel is like that they can be doing different things with their power. Now, how does this Hierophant King of Wands that came out from the past life and then in this lifetime the same cards? Now, how does this Hierophant King of Wands feel about the collective? How does this Hierophant King of Wands feel about the collective? This is from a past life, okay, where the Strength card, Page of Swords, and it does say hallucination, I'll say that, with the Moon card and then the King of Swords. It's almost like someone remembers taking you down or trying to take you down in another lifetime. And it's just like, I am not your enemy in this lifetime. I don't know you, you know? The Moon card, the King of Swords here. It's so interesting. Now, tell me about the relationship between the collective and this Hierophant King of Wands in this lifetime. Now, very interesting. You have Mother twice here. I'm hoping it's not your mama. Six of Cups, the Empress card here. Or for some of you, this could be like an ex-girlfriend. It can be, like, say, if you're Divine Masculine, mother of your child. Or this could be your own mother. But definitely some sort of, it really does look like a spouse, a family member here. Now, for how this person feels about the collective, why the Moon card and the King of Swords for how this person feels about the collective? You both had power in another lifetime, and you do in this lifetime. The Temperance card is coming out on your end of how you're looking at them and how they're looking at you. You're both criticizing one another. Ultimately, that's what it is. You're over here of just like, well, this is kind of karmic to me. I don't know why this is going on. And then they're over here like using discernment on you. It almost feels like a past life memory arising from this person. Now, that can actually happen. I had this conversation 2 weeks ago with a high priestess. She's a high priestess out in Illinois, and we were talking about how sometimes ancestral or past life memory can come up in situations or even repeated situations that you may not realize, but your body and your cells and your soul remembers. Past life, this person felt like you may have been very rich in a past life, and this person felt like you could do things differently, say with money. Or this could be someone, say, who wanted to like take you down in a past life. You are not that person in this past life, or you might be, but it's not to the extreme, where I'm seeing that you both had extreme power, like Pluto type power in a past life. And there's someone who has, it's almost like a past life curiosity, but also past life, it says vigilance here. There's like a past life defensiveness. And there's someone who feels as if, say, you're not telling the truth, especially when it comes to money and wealth. You guys had something in a past life, and this person has a past life memory. Look at that, intuition, Six of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Ace of Wands here. Now, for how this person feels about the collective, why the Strength card? Why the Page of Swords for how this person feels about the collective? You both had extreme power in another lifetime, and what I do see is you both worked together in another lifetime. Now, Page of Swords, though, Six of Coins. There is someone who felt like you were not giving as much as you could or should. Or say in a past life, you held, I don't know, finances or this or that. And so there's someone who has this vigilance, this protection, but they're feeling the past life. So I want to know, it feels like this is going, not a missed opportunity per se. We do have the Fool card here, but we do have, for this lifetime at least, the High Priestess for the outcome, 7 of Swords, 4 of Cups, and the Knight of Coins. Why the High Priestess here for the outcome, for revenge, disregard, past life? Why the High Priestess card for the outcome of revenge, disregard, past life? Now, I will say, the reading is very correct. You don't have to do anything. This person is having a past life memory regarding you, but I will say it's going to fizzle out. It's not going to prosper. Where you have the Sun card, positivity, joy, success, making investments right underneath that, and friendship. With the High Priestess card here, you have the World card and a brand new cycle. You know what's on the way? Money, wealth, and prosperity over here. Where what I'm also seeing too is like, I huff and I puff and I blow your house down. Where that's how someone felt about you in a past life. And there is such thing as ancestral or past life memory, where you're like, this makes no logical sense. I'm just remembering something. And I just had a conversation about 2 weeks ago with a High Priestess from Illinois that we were talking about specifically ancestral memory, but it can also be past life memory too. It really does feel like this is going to end up working out over here. We have independent wealth and luxury. But here's the thing, in a past life, you were extremely rich. And I mean like extreme. Where for some of you, you may have run a whole country, but it wasn't all good, okay? Like it was not all good in this past life. Just because you hold independent wealth again in this lifetime doesn't mean it's to the extreme of that one. And someone here was very triggered by you holding independent wealth. You know, where I will say like that past life, it's big. It's like millions and millions and millions kind of thing, where you ran a whole country, a whole empire. You may just run, and not just, let's actually, what's the word? Let's reframe that a little bit. Not just, but you may run a business, but somebody feels this intense about you, and it's like, no, you're feeling that Pluto extreme energy from another lifetime. The collective is not hoarding billions and millions of dollars from the people. No, they're not. You know, and so in this lifetime, your independent wealth is coming back. Okay, there's someone who tried to destroy it here because they had a past life memory of you. And I will say, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. This is all going to work out, and you're meant to be wealthy and prosperous in this lifetime. And I will hope for the highest for you, but I will say this past life was extreme wealth, you know, where you may have been in government, a king, a queen, things like that. And maybe a little bit corrupt back then, you know, but what I actually see is you're meant and destined to have independent wealth again. But you've learned those lessons, you know, where you have a sole business, like say you're a CEO. In that lifetime, you were a king, a queen of a whole empire, a whole country. Okay. And so they're looking at your business, you know, say your brand, a project that you're working on, your career, you know, you may work for someone else, but maybe you make great money. You worked for it. You know, it's not the same as that lifetime. You have the same independent wealth signature, and you're going to maintain that. This person's having a past life, like Akashic memory, and they're going to spend some time in the Akashic Records, and it's going to have nothing to do with you, you know, where I do see that it works out for you. So what's the advice for money, wealth, and prosperity? For the collective, for revenge, ignore. Get ready for overflow. You have love over here, okay? Where whatever this is, it's closing out here. The death card, okay? Whether you're releasing this person or it's just the past life, whatever this is, that like the memories, they could purge up and they've just got to go. You're getting ready for an outpouring of wealth, okay? You will have so much wealth that it overflows. But I will say part of it is that you do have the past life memory of how to structure, organize, and run something. You know, whatever happened in that lifetime of, say, disagreements with money, that is a past life. And that this person has to keep it over there they can go into the Akashic Records, but I do see they actually should not and are not going to bring it to you. And even if, like, say if you're feeling their energy, they should not be bringing this to you. What Spirit is saying is that this is going to work out for you. You have a brand new beginning in this lifetime. It is your heart, your soul on the inside out, when it comes to everything it is that you're manifesting, and all the money, wealth, and prosperity that's coming into your life. It's soul aligned, it's from the heart, and this person is purging some past life memories of you. Okay, so that's what I have for you. I do hope that it resonates in a positive way. I'm sending you all so much love and so many blessings to your day.